Welcome, everybody. Let's make sure that this is sent over to our group as well so that I can get everybody that's on the group on. We're going to be talking about Zapier today and how to connect it to your Showcase IDX account to other applications and save some time. Make sure it's over here. All right. So that should be in our Facebook group now. So today we're going to be talking about how to connect your Showcase IDX account to other accounts, whether that's Google Contacts, things like getting an SMS when it comes when you get a new contact, maybe sending over new leads to a MailChimp account. So this is all really easy to do. If you are working with one of our Showcase IDX certified partners, they can all help you with this. If you happen to be one of those partners that have built websites with us before, and by all means, if you have questions, reach out to me or Tiffany or Andy on the team and we can help you with it. Let me make sure that I can see comments that come through in the group. If you have any questions while we're going through this, feel free to ask. I'm using some new software called Be Live to stream with today. So maybe a little quirky, but let's try to jump in and do this together. So we're going to be talking about walking through. I put this out in a success guide on the website recently called the Ultimate IDX Zapier Guide, Integration Guide. We'll walk through that a little bit, but I think more it's better to kind of take some time and just walk through what this is. I've had a few people reach out, thought that it was really complicated until I walked them through how to do this. It's something that almost everybody can do by themselves. It takes just a couple of minutes. We may actually try to connect up some accounts and show that today. But the first question is, what is Zapier? So Zapier really is, it's a feature you have in your account. Let me just more applicable to what we're doing. So let's think about it in terms of what happens if when you get a new lead that comes into Showcase IDX, that you wanted to send that over so it appeared as a contact in your Google account, in your Gmail. Or you get a new lead and you want to instantly send a new email out, personalized, maybe that you wrote from your personal Gmail account. Zapier is going to do that for you. It's going to be real simple. So let's just walk through what some of my favorite zaps are and what that kind of looks like. So I'm going to share the screen here. All of this is in the guide, but there's a lot of things in here. It's really long. There's like 60 different applications. I show you how to connect up. And so let's walk through just what a couple of those look like and even why we set this up. If you've used Zapier before, you know that whenever you can log into Zapier, and at any time you can connect your Showcase account and then go find their directory of things. But it's still kind of complicated. You still have to do things like map first name from Showcase IDX to first name in your MailChimp account, last name to last name, email to email. Instead, what I've done is I've gone through here and we've created templates for each one of those. So it's really easy for you just to say, hey, I want to connect up new leads from Showcase IDX and I want them to appear in my MailChimp account on a search and newsletter list. So we've done that. We've done all that mapping for you. The article kind of walks through here. Let's see. Okay, so you lost ID. I got a message that somebody had lost audio. It's good to know. So let me see if I can do this when we go through. Okay, so I'll try to keep the mic on so that you guys don't lose audio again. Feel free to comment if you have any questions as well, or if that happens with the audio again. So what this works is ways to try. I mentioned one was, what if when you get a new Showcase IDX contact, you'd like that to appear in your Google contacts. There's examples for all of these on the guide, but on each one of them, you can click to add Zap, or you can click the icons, and it will walk you through the process of setting that up. Another example, and let's just actually walk through one of those. So let's say that I want to scroll down here. Actually, I like that one, the first one. So when I get a new contact, I want that to show up in my Google contacts. So I'm going to click. Let me see if I can scroll. See it this way. There we go. So you guys can see. So it literally walks through. So all you have to do is sign into my Showcase IDX account. It should pop up here. I'm already signed into my account. So it's popped up on another screen you can't see, and I'm just choosing which one of my accounts. Atlanta Home Discovery is a demo account that we use. And so it's connected to my account, and I click continue. You can say test and review, or I'm just going to click test and continue. And then sign into Google Contacts, and it pops up with another screen. Sorry, that's off screen for you guys, but that way you don't get to see my password, which is good. I'm authorizing my Google account so that it connects through. And it's connected to the account, and I click continue. Customize the contact if there's anything you want to do here. Let me just connect a couple of these up just to make sure that they look great. Email, match up email address, and phone number. So you guys know, a lot of times there's phone number received as well. And I keep scrolling down, and I click continue. I can test and connect, and it's as simple as that. Now I'm done editing. Oh, there was an option. Do I want to turn it on? See, I forgot. It asked. Yes, I want to turn that on. So now whenever a new contact comes into my Showcase IDX account, Zapier will automatically work in the background and send that over, so it'll pop up as a contact. So let's assume Amanda Smith signs up on my webpage. Within just a couple of minutes, she would appear in my contacts within my phone, so that when she gives me a call, I know who it is right away. That's one that I like, because I find agents cut and paste a lot, and that tends to take a lot of time. So let's do that. Let that work quickly for you. If you don't use Gmail, if you use Microsoft Outlook, there's a Zapier for that, or maybe use Microsoft Office 365, just as easy. Another one of the favorite ones I like is you want to send that email right away. I feel like most agents, especially those that I coach, you set up, you have pretty much the same template email that you send to everybody. Now you can set up when somebody registers on your site what they get, but this may be something that you want to come directly from you. So this would actually send from your personal Gmail. This will walk you through doing that. If you work on Slack, either by yourself or with a team, you can get a direct message whenever that post, whenever that pops up. If you have our premium plan, we have a different integration that'll work better and send over property information, website activity. But if you just want to know when a new lead signs up and have that posted as a direct message or to a Slack channel for your team to pick up, or you work with a virtual admin, Zapier is easy to work for that. One of the ones I really like, though, let me scroll down to see here. There's BombBombs. This one I like. Now, it's a little clunky in that it comes from a different message, but really successful agents know that one of the best ways to get a client to kind of move forward is when they sign up in your site, give them a call within a minute to even 5 minutes. And so, we try to check email as often as we can, but we get a lot of emails. I'm sure you get a lot of emails. So you can have this set up so that all you have to do is click this app and it'll walk you through the process again. And then when, I'll use the example, Amanda Smith signs up in your website, you'll get a text message on your phone that says, congrats, you got a new lead from Showcase IDX. Here is their information, name Amanda Smith, email address, and phone number, if you're asking for a phone number on your website, all right there in that text message. So you can just click call and call them right away. It works only sending messages to you. Because it's working through Zapier, sometimes that might come from one of 3 or 4 different numbers, but it's always going to have that, hey, you just received a new lead, so that you know it's a lead from your website. I love that idea because it really just wakes people up, I find, a lot of times, so that you call a little bit earlier. And the difference between calling 5 minutes after they sign up in your website and 30 minutes or even 3 hours can be huge, because a lot of times people are signing up because they are vetting agents, and you want to show that you respond quickly. Pretty much, if there's another application or tool that you're using, I've set it up in here for with a template for you to work to help you work, such as BombBomb. A lot of people I know use BombBombs for videos. They'll set up drip sequences. My mortgage broker here in Atlanta, Alan, is one of BombBomb's top 5 or maybe even number 3 video influencers. He's been very successful with video. And he kind of nails it with these drip emails. He sets up sequences that they go out for new clients and those of us that have worked with him for years. There's a few others I've included in the featured section here to look at. One is called HelloAlex. They have kind of an automated assistant that uses AI. It might be something interesting to try. I received nothing from selling it, but I've seen a number of people talking about it. I like this one as well. Google Sheets. You don't necessarily think about it, but again, you've been a Showcase customer for a while. You won't bring over past clients, but it'll bring over all of your new leads as they sign up. I find that I tend to test a lot of things in marketing as well. There's things like my website that I need is that hub, but I often want that CSV file of past leads. And so if you just set up a Google Sheet and then use this Zap, it will save each new lead on a new row. So fast forward 3 months or 6 months and you want to test something, that Google Sheet will have all of the leads that have signed up on it. So I find that's a nice way to also just have a backup. If you're working with one broker, so that you happen to have a second backup to your leads if need be. I mentioned BombBomb. Another one that I like, very similar, is Bonjour, or Bonjoro. I have not used this myself, but I had 2 people mention it to me last week. It works a lot like BombBomb, but more from your phone, so that when a new lead signs up on your website, rather than call them, you can use this and it will send them a video message. It'll just prompt you to pull out your phone, say hello, answer a few questions, get that personal connection with them, and it'll send that message on to them. Now, let's see what else we have here. Another one I like is, I know it's hard a lot of times to send out newsletters. What I find a lot of agents have things that they would like to send, but then they feel kind of stuck because they're like, who am I going to send it to? I haven't sent a newsletter in a month or maybe 6 months. And so you think about, I got to go get all my contacts and all the new leads that have signed up, and I have to send them over, copy them over to my MailChimp account before I can send it. When if you just had those leads already synced in MailChimp, it's much easier to just go, oh, let me just pop up and say, hey, there's a festival coming up here in Roswell, Georgia. That's where I'm based. And I'm just going to send a quick little message out to my clients about that. It was a way to touch base with them. We have some apps here for the most frequent newsletters that most people tend to use. I mentioned MailChimp. MailChimp's based here in Atlanta. A lot of people use MailChimp because it's free up to about 2,000 users. So if you don't have a MailChimp account already, you don't have a newsletter, but you'd like to start being able to send that out, Aweber is a great option. Constant Contact are great options. But MailChimp, I'm showing right here, one, they have fun marketing by themselves, but they have a free account that you can use until you get to thousands of people. So it's a nice setup to do that. You can use this app just to send over those leads, and then you don't have to worry about cutting and pasting, exporting, and copying people over. They will already be in your account ready to send. Now, we're thankful that a lot of our thankful that a lot of our customers use the CRM tools that we have. But I know that we also have a lot of agents that use Follow Up Boss, others that use Lion Desk, and some are even with a broker where you maybe not be forced to use their CRM, but it integrates with some of the transaction tools that they have. So if in some cases, I've kind of looked through what a lot of people have used, and while most use ours, I've seen dozens of other CRMs that people use. So we want to make that really easy for you to be able to, again, just click a button once, take 5 minutes and connect a few of these applications today, so that over in the future, next week, next month, 6 months from now, when you get new leads, it automatically is sending over things so that the technology kind of does your grunt work for you. I believe that, that there's a lot of higher level things that we should do, but technology should do grunt work for you. So we're trying to make that easy here. So this here shows just some of the ones that I've already set up for you. I mentioned Lion Desk. We have a direct integration with Lion Desk and Follow Up Boss for our premium account users that sends over a lot of website information and additional search details. But if you just need to send over that contact to one of those or one of these many other CRMs that people use, whether it's the Realty Executive Prime Agent, Close, Copper, Fresh Sales, HubSpot CRM. I know we have a number of our certified Showcase IDX partners that are using HubSpot, and we'll talk about in a minute, Active Campaign. Easy, very easy to send those, send over your information here. So there's a ton of these on here, and it's literally just go through each one because we've set up separate Zap templates to make it super simple for each one of them individually. So if you're working on Agile CRM, make sure you use that one and not that Agent Legend one. If you're using Close, scroll down. We have customers that use Contactually. That's fine. Again, all you have to do is just click this right here, and it'll pop up and ask you, boom. If I was to click the Contactually one, it's going to walk me through that template again about how to connect with those accounts. Really easy for you to do that. I don't want to take the time to kind of walk through each one of these. If you have any questions, oh, there we go. Will there be a link posted on this webinar? Yes, great question. Let me post that back, and hopefully this will come out. Thank you for the question, John. John asked, will there be a link posted of this webinar? Yes, we will post out a link back to this as well. But also, if you need a link just to the actual guide that we're talking about that includes these, I've just shared it. And let me share that in the Facebook group as well. I'll follow that out afterwards. If you have any other questions, people, let me know. Thank you for that, John. I appreciate it. And I did miss posting that out. Let's see, scroll back down through here. There's a ton of CRMs that we added on here. And to some degree, it's a lot to scroll through, but I know you typically are either going to use our CRM tools or one other. I know that there's things like Tribus that maybe your broker has as an offering. So I wanted to make sure that we kind of did the heavy work ourselves so that it's all easy on you guys. So if it's not one that you're using, just scroll past it. The next ones that I find works pretty well is workflow management. Those that know me know that I like to joke. My household runs on Trello. It's a project management system. I know a lot of agents use something like that as well. So it's like my wife's going to the grocery store in a little while. I might stop by Costco. You get different things at those. So we have a list that we share into Trello, and if something needs to be picked up, or we need to do something in the household, we manage in Trello. It's also really good for managing individual clients when you're working through a transaction. It's also got a free account, so it's very good to start with that. Monday.com is something that I haven't used, but similar to Trello, and I get advertised for all the time in real estate. So if you wanted to connect over, so every time a new lead signs up, you send over and create a card in Trello or a pulse in Monday.com. These are ways to help make that very easily do that. Now we get into something that a section that it's kind of like the CRM section, really big. It contains a lot of options here. you're usually only going to use one of these, a marketing automation tool. If you work with one of those certified partners that I mentioned, they may have helped set you up with things. By all means, follow up with them. If you're already using a HubSpot or an Active Campaign, if they don't already have this set up for you, they probably do, but it's something they can set up for you. Marketing automation is a little bit more advanced than just kind of, for those that aren't familiar, a little more advanced than just sending out a newsletter. MailChimp is great for that. MailChimp has some of these features, but marketing automation tends to go into things like when somebody visits your site for the 3rd time, send them a message. If they've been on your website for so many minutes, send them this. If they sign up on a certain page, you could follow up or with a text message maybe. Some cases they're involved with other parts of marketing. They can be very beneficial, but they're also a little more advanced. So like within Showcase, we have 9 different ways that you can generate leads, whether somebody asking for information about a property or sending a message or asking, registering on your website. But the marketing automation tools are wonderfully powerful, but also fairly advanced. So a few of the ones that I know that people really that do use is Active Campaign is one of those that I know a lot of agents use. Can be really good for helping kind of monitor that relationship over time. Let's see, there's a few different things. Campaign Monitor on here. You may notice too that sometimes you may notice, say, in an Active Campaign, there's a few different options for for some of these. One is just updating a contact, say, in Active Campaign. Another one is adding them to a deal in Active Campaign. Those are different ways that you can set up the automations within them. Campaign Monitor works. There's a whole bunch of them in here. I spoke to actually a new certified partner the other day, one of our Showcase IDX partners, and they mentioned they were really looking at ClickFunnels. They've been really successful outside of real estate setting up clients with it, and they were thinking about moving some of their real estate clients over to using Showcase IDX and then ClickFunnels for that automation piece. ConvertKit, there's a bunch of options here. Let's scroll through. Oh, Lemlist is another one that I actually use this one personally. While some of the others do, they're more encompassing. Lemlist tends to work more of along the lines of working through your Gmail. Most of the others will have their own email messaging system that they'll send through. So an Active Campaign, and when an email comes out, it's kind of complicated, but it'll send through an Active Campaign server. Lemlist works by sending actually from your own Gmail. So I can set it up so that there's a sequence of emails that come out, and maybe I just use this for my non-specific hot leads, and I just use this for sending out things. But I could set up so there's the Valentine's Day email that comes out and goes through this, and it's personalized for each one of my clients. Lemlist is a great way to do that. And they kind of take the approach too, rather than thinking of people about as clients or leads, they call them buddies to be. So plus their CEO is based outside of Paris, and super fun, very helpful, and loves just walking through and showing examples about how to use it. So I find it's something that a lot of people can do directly because they do so much hand-holding to show you how to do that. A few others that you just may want to consider, similar to kind of setting up a Google Sheet, and Airtable works the same way. That may be one that you wanted to look at. I know a lot of agents use Dotloop. It felt weird since their acquisition a couple years ago, but still pretty good software for closing deals. I know when we bought this house, we signed all our paperwork and moved through the process because our agent was using Dotloop to close that. There's some other examples down here, but that's kind of at a very high level what it looks like to what the guide is here. If you have questions, by all means, if you're in our Facebook group, there's a post about this. I'd love to know what your questions are. Feel free to reach out to our help team. You can also reply or ask a question if you want on one of these Facebook Live posts, whether on our website or in the group. I'll try to respond. But other than that, this guide came because some agents asked for it. So if you remember a couple of weeks ago, actually maybe a month and a half ago or so, we came out with another success guide. And this kind of automation guide came because people asked for it. So if I scroll back just a few more posts ago, let's look. If you haven't seen it already, this learn the features driving our 24 most successful websites. I encourage you to go look through this. It's a little long, but it's available in a lot of different ways for you to kind of go through and make it more bite-sized. The team and I looked through, after a suggestion from Alan on our team, we looked through the features and settings of our 24 most successful websites. And from a confidentiality perspective, I would never share any websites or agents' individual settings. But what I did is I looked at all the data that I get to see and kept it and kind of to show what works, what people are using and what they're not. In some cases, I show exact settings on here. One of the things that's come out is I've had this discussion with a lot of our certified partners that they were really thankful for the way we walk through here. One of the things I walked through was to talk about how to define success. Generating leads is definitely one of those ways, but that's not always my number one priority if I'm working with an agent or a team directly. So I do encourage you to kind of read through this. There's examples like, hey, which map style should you use on here? Should you use registration locks or not? What does that look like? How many websites should you have? Do you have to build hot sheets? We walk through examples on here and I give some very specific numbers. If you have questions on that though, let me know and maybe I'll do another Facebook Live on this and we can walk through what some of those examples are. Happy to answer questions. You can also, if you like, you can download this as an ebook. So I know a lot of people would much rather just toss this onto your iPad and read. You can download the PDF and walk through it here. Another way to go through this as well, though, is up at the top of our website, we have the Grow Your Real Estate Business Academy. Within here, all of these courses are free for you. And so let's scroll through. Yeah. So the Guide to Successful Real Estate Websites. I've taken all of that content, it's the same content in that blog post and the ebook, and we've broken it up into 20 different lessons. And so if you click on it here, you can start the course and it walks through how to analyze websites. If you want to know things like how do I actually, I'm looking at another agent's website and I want to know what WordPress theme they use. This shows you how you can do that. Now you can't always, if it's a custom theme, you may not be able to see that, but that's all public data that's available on our website. And the nice thing is we kind of walk through here too, is a lot of really successful agents websites are using pre-configured templates that it's about the content and the experience and the story they tell in part of it. But lots of little guides here so that you don't have to feel like you have to sit down and take 2 hours and not just read the success guide, but to work through it. You could take this as a course and instead just every day, I encourage you to take just 10 or 15 minutes and read a new lesson. And if there's pieces in there that you want to implement, take the next 10 minutes and implement it. So with just 15 to maybe 30 minutes a day of an investment, you could in 1 month go through the entire success guide and make substantial changes to your website that will lead to you being more successful this year. So if you'd like to walk through more of the guide and talk through each one of those features, I'm happy to do that. But other than that, I just really want to walk through, like I said, primarily on this guide and show you guys what it looked like to use Zapier to automate parts of your real estate business. There's a lot of other things besides Showcase IDX that it's good for. So there may be other parts of your business that you can automate with it. But the nice thing is, if I didn't mention at the beginning, is Zapier does have a paid account, but they have a free account that I'd say works for 90 to 95% of people. So if you're connecting no more than kind of 5 zaps up, a zap is like a connection to MailChimp, one specific connection there that triggers, then it's going to be free for you. So it's already a feature that's in your Showcase IDX account. Scroll through the lists, look and see what makes sense. Maybe just want to get an SMS when a lead signs up. Add them to your Google contact. You don't have to do them all. Pick the ones that make sense for you and try them. And if you have questions, let me know. And before I go, if you have thoughts on other parts of real estate marketing that you'd like to me to talk about, let me know. I may try to start doing these both as longer guides like this and as short 5-minute segments.